So I hope you're sold by the idea of a backend as a service. But you might be having some worries regarding how will it serve the needs of a more sophisticated app. A simple CRUD operation doesn't solve all real-world problems, right? And I do agree that sometimes it's good to go manual and write out your code instead of using a backend as a service. So in this video, I'm going to show you precisely how to do that with Space Cloud. What I'm going to do is add or extend the to-do app to include some bit of analytics to it. So I'm going to get the total number of to-dos the user has created on every login. Now I know that kind of query could be done by a simple CRUD operation as well, but what else could you do with a to-do app, right? So let's get to code. First thing first, open Space Cloud and open the to-do app. Now if you're wondering what this to-do app is, I urge you to go back to the previous video and check that out. I'll head over to the functions module, enable it. Now the default nats string is something it's asking for. Nats is a pub sub broker which is used internally by Space Exec. Basically helps us abstract the load balancing and the other magic. So the default string is already punched in. If you don't have it, it's nats : / your local IP : 4222 and just hit save. So the first thing we need to do is start nats streaming. If you don't have it, you can download it from nats.io. I have the Docker image, so I'm just going to go ahead and start it. There we go. Now let's restart or start the Space Exec file. Perfect. So Space Exec is up and running along with the database and nats streaming. Now before we start coding the front end, we need to write our function on the back end. So let's do that now. So as you can see, I've already created a Node.js project for us. It's using the Space Engine Node API, and here I'm creating an engine, naming it To-Do Engine. Engine is that entity which harbors the functions we want to write. This is how you register a function to the engine. The function's name in this case is getCount. It expects a callback, the first parameter to which is params, which is essentially the data sent to us by the client. Auth is an object containing the JWT claims. In this case, it's going to have the user details. CB is the callback we use to talk back with the client. If you also notice, I have initialized the MongoDB client here, and it is outside the scope of this function. This is because when the engine is running, it's going to be running as a long-lived Node.js process. In short, always initialize your database connections outside the scope of the function for maximum performance. Now what I'm going to do is write the MongoDB query. So the DB is to-do app from the collection to-dos. Now I only want the count of those to-dos created by this user. For that, I'm going to use the auth object. Handle the error. Send the callback as false. On success, I will be returning the count. Remove the unwanted section. And that's it. So our function is ready. Now all we need to do is deploy this function. I can start this by using the simple command of node. And there we go. So our engine has connected to the nats instance and is running in conjunction with the Space Exec file. Now we can go over to the fun part, which is the front end. So this is the index.html file of the to-do app we had made in the previous video. I've gone ahead and added a B tag to hold the count of the number of to-dos. Now I want to update the to-do count whenever we have a successful login. So for that, I will head over to the login function. And wherever the login is successful, I will call the API.call method. This would invoke the function on the backend. The first parameter is the engine name. The second is the function name. The third is the data we want to pass to the server. Since we have nothing here, I'll just leave an empty object. Check if res.status is 200 and that we have received a successful acknowledgement. And then I will update the label with the actual count. And there we go. Let's see if it works. So I'll try to log in again, punch in the password, and there we have our count. So in this tutorial, we saw how can we extend the Space Cloud platform by writing our own custom code. Sure, we did not write a very sophisticated function in this example, but if you get a hang of it, you can extend it or write any sort of procedures in them. Do drop in the comments how you would like to explore space functions and what you would like to build with it. I'd love to hear that. Please like and share, and if you want to stay in touch with what all we're doing here at Space of Tech, please subscribe. Until we meet again, see you later.